When a collector chooses to walk the way of the Mandalore, they must also army build their Mandalorians. This is the way. Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another RebelScum.com video review. Today, we're doing 2-in-1. We are reviewing the single Target exclusive release of Shriek-Hawk Paul Darnell, Mandalorian Shriek-Hawk, and the 2-pack release of Shriek-Hawk Mandalorian Lisa Gabe, female Shriek-Hawk Mandalorian trainer, and the other Mandalorian trainer whose name I don't remember because he wasn't at Rebel Scum Con Year 1. But that's nothing against that guy, because he's a really cool guy too. But if you missed Rebel Scum Con Year 1, well, you missed out on meeting Mr. Paul Darnell and Miss Lisa Gabe, who were an absolute pleasure to host, along with our many other guests we had at Year 1. And if you don't want to miss out on meeting some really cool, awesome Star Wars celebrities, go to the website rebelscumconventions.com and secure those tickets for Year 2, which is happening August 8th through the 10th, 2025 at the Frisco Conference Center. And we've already got some cool guests lined up for Year 2, with more to be announced throughout the year. Starting off with the packaging here, we're going to do the 2-pack first. This one was the Walmart exclusive. And while this was very difficult to find on shelves, meaning like many Walmart exclusives, it didn't really hit shelves hardly at all, it was luckily available on their website and recently went on clearance. So make sure you check walmart.com to see if these are still available and to possibly get a good deal. And make sure you're following rebelscum.com anywhere you can find us on social media, and check the main website for when news about discounts like these go up. We have these two Mando warriors side by side. I love all of the dynamic colors and mix-match armor pieces they have, a lot like Din Djarin did in Season 1 of The Mandalorian. On this side, you get that side profile artwork, and instead of it being split up on both sides, they just stacked them on top of each other, and then there they are once again on the back with some words and things in the middle. This piece is not numbered in the Mandalorian numbered run of Black Series 6-inch scale. And here we have the single Mandalorian Shriek-Hawk. This one was a Target exclusive and also recently went on discount with Target.com. So make sure you're checking your stores and checking Target.com to see if this piece is still available and at that awesome discount. Because there's nothing better than getting a good deal while building up your Mandalorian army. This piece is numbered. He is number 40 in the Mandalorian portion of the Black Series 6-inch scale. On the side, you've got that side profile artwork, and on the back you've got that artwork, some words and things, and that's pretty much it for the packaging of these awesome figures. Now, as awesome as these guys are side by side, the fact that we're missing one is kind of driving me crazy. Now, in VC, these 3 figures got released in a 4-pack with the other Shriek-Hawk Mandos. So there are 4 Shriek-Hawk Mandos that are part of this training team together that go after the Shriek-Hawk that abducts Vizsla Jr. in Season 3 of The Mandalorian. So hopefully we have that 4th and final member coming soon to complete our little set here, as well as at least a Rory Ross and Daniel Romero Mando to go with our growing covert Mando clan. And for comparison, here they are next to the other Mandos of their covert, led by the Armorer. Seeing them all side by side in 6-inch scale is really great, and I really want the Rory Ross and Daniel Romero Mando that much more to go with these guys, as well as the 4th Shriek-Hawk Mando. Each one of these figures looks really cool, and there's a lot of awesome detail in each one of their armor sets. Paul Darnell's here has this cool little stripe going over the classic Fett-style Mando helmet. We have the classic Fett-style chest piece. You've got a dark blue panel here, a dark green panel here, and a lighter blue panel here. So much like a lot of the other Mandos in this covert, they just get by off of whatever bits of Beskar they can get their hands on, and it results in a lot of their armor sets being mismatched. And you've got this metallic chrome. Maybe this is a fresh Beskar collar piece right here on his upper chest section, but then his back panel is solid blue, much like his helmet and his left pauldron, which has the Shriek-Hawk Death Watch insignia on it. On the back, his jetpack has some oranges to offset that bright blue and dark gray color. You do have a little bit of articulation on the nozzle of his jetpack there, and the rocket is removable from his jetpack as well. I love that the rockets are removable on a lot of the jetpacks now. It's a very nice feature. He has a really long comma here on his belt. I like the new unique belt too. You've also got this new crotch plate hanging over his waist. You've got this cool little belt buckle painted in silver, a different color of brown on the majority of the belt itself, differentiating it from the comma there. He has what looks like a modified Westar 35, or maybe a slightly different Westar model, and it looks pretty cool. And he comes with the same Mando carbine that the other Shriek-Hawk Mandos come with, which is also similar to the one that came with the Death Watch Mandalorian back in Phase 4 of the Mandalorian packaging. This figure is fully articulated, head is on a ball joint, neck is also on a ball joint in the torso, fully articulated shoulders. The shoulder pads individually articulate from the shoulders themselves. Single jointed elbows. You do have a swivel there above the wrist joint and wrist joints as well at the wrist. Waist has a nice ratcheting waist joint. Hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees. You can rotate and swivel those Mando knee pads so you can adjust those. Nothing above the boot and ankle joints. Next, we got the Lisa Gabe Shriek-Hawk Mandalorian, and this Mando figure looks really awesome, especially since this Mando shares some parts with previous female Mandos released in the past, such as Bo-Katan, Koska Reeves, Sabine, and I really like how they accomplished this one because they added the extra cloth bits here around the waist. You've got a bandana, mixed match armor plate. She's got bright green metallic Beskar underneath, brown on the thigh plates here. She has a dark blue backplate matching the dark blue on her helmet. She has a dull blue pauldron with the Shriek-Hawk Death Watch insignia on it. And then she has a cream-colored pauldron on her right shoulder. While she does have a flesh-molded head underneath, the head is not removable. And that is not our first instance of a figure like this in Black Series 6-inch scale. She's got this big scar across the top of her helmet. Maybe someone got a little close with a lightsaber or some other kind of heat weapon, or she had one of those weird wanted style curved blaster bolts just go up and over her helmet. Who knows? Articulation, she does have an articulated rangefinder. Head is on a ball joint. Neck is also on a ball joint in the torso. You can move the bandana around. You can remove it if you just pop the head off and slide it over the neck joint. Fully articulated shoulders in and out. The shoulder pads are part of the shoulder joint itself. She does have those inner socket butterfly joints. They're a little hard to see, but they are there. Waist, hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, nothing at the top of the boot, and ankle joints. And last but not least, here we have the final Mando, the one that comes in the 2-pack with the female Shriek-Hawk Mandalorian trainer, and this one also looks really sweet. I mean, of the two that we could have gotten, since we didn't get all 4, I'm glad they went with the Mando with a totally different armor kit than Paul, because the 4th member that we didn't get a figure of in 6-inch scale is pretty similar to this one right here. They have a very similar helmet. Their chest pieces are similar, except different colors. And a lot of the rest of their armor bits are also very similar. So when we do get that other figure, it'll very likely be a heavy retool of this one. And these figures are very heavy kit bashes of other Mando figures and parts, which, I mean, that's fine considering on screen we see them wearing those same armor pieces. So, Hasbro did a good job. I love the brown on the chest armor. It kind of reminds me of Big Paz's chest armor just a little bit, but scaled down to a smaller size Mando. You've got a blue stripe going down the off right center of the chest, dark green pauldron on the left shoulder, brown pauldron on the right with that Shriek-Hawk Death Watch crest on the shoulder, maroon gauntlet on the right, bright orange gauntlet on the left. Kind of reminds me of the Kenner Boba Fett figure. Love that. You've got a cool at an angle holster right here with what looks like a Westar 35 blaster, similar to the one that we got with Paul. And of course he comes with that Mando carbine that the other two came with as well. Now you're probably noticing, where is his rangefinder? And at first I thought maybe mine was just messed up and broken and I was going to find it in the back of the box. There was none in the bottom of the box. It is not supposed to have a full rangefinder. It is still supposed to articulate. In the series, you can see this Mando without his rangefinder busted on the side of his helmet. One of the best views of this is when the Mandos are about to deploy from Bo-Katan's gauntlet in Navarro, and you can see him pretty much at the front of one of the rows with his face like this, and you can see his rangefinder is broken on the side of his helmet. So it's really cool that they got that detail on the Black Series figure too, and it leaves me to wonder, did they print the whole piece in the factory and then just individually break each and every one of them? Because the plastic does look broken at the tip. Now, just like the rest, he is fully articulated. Head is on a ball joint. Neck is on a ball joint in the torso. Fully articulated shoulders. You do have butterfly joints on the inside of those joints. The pauldrons are individually articulated. Single jointed elbows. Gauntlets do swivel as well as wrist joints. Waist is on a nice ratchet joint like the Paul Darnell Mando. Hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees. Yes, you can move those knee pads around as well on this one. No upper boot joint and ankle joints. I also love about this Mando in particular that he's got Imperial shins, much like Din did. He's got a Imperial TK Stormtrooper shin right here and a Shore Trooper shin right here. I gotta say, building my Mando army over the past couple years has been nice, especially since they're not all Din Djarin this time. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's review featuring the Black Series Shriek-Hawk Mandalorians. We had the single release Shriek-Hawk Mandalorian Trainer from Target and the Shriek-Hawk Mandalorian Trainer 2-pack from Walmart, featuring 3 of the 4 Shriek-Hawk Mandalorian trainers seen in Season 3 of The Mandalorian. What did you think of these 3 Mandos overall? Did you like how unique their gear looked despite being a hodgepodge of reused Mando armor parts, both in canon and action figure form? Let us know in the comments down below. Stay tuned for more Black Series reviews. Stay tuned for more Mandalorian reviews, as there's undoubtedly more awesome The Mandalorians figures coming in the future. To keep up with all of that toy news, reviews, and more, make sure you're checking the main website, rebelscum.com, as well as following us anywhere you can find rebelscum.com on social media. Scan the QR code over here to the side of me so you can see all of our other websites and channels, and follow me at Triptychonus on Instagram and TikTok for more Star Wars fan content, Roger content, and more. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. And may the Force be with all of you, you Rebel Scum.